All right, so picture this. Your computer just went kaput.
Oh, no.
You need a new one, like right now.
Okay.
Do you just instinctively reach for that same familiar operating system?
Right.
Or is this like a chance to reconsider?
It's a question almost everyone faces.
Exactly.
At some point.
And today we're tackling that age-old Mac versus Windows debate.
Oh, right.
But we're going deeper
Okay.
than those usual fanboy wars.
Right.
We've got a whole stack of articles here.
Cool.
Comparing the latest versions of macOS and Windows, covering everything from setup to that thing that you've always wished your computer could do.
Okay.
The goal, to arm you with the knowledge to make the right choice.
Right.
For your need.
For you.
Yeah.
And the landscape has shifted.
Okay.
You know, there's some genuine surprises here.
Okay.
No matter how tech savvy you are.
All right, so let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
The setup experience.
Right.
It's the first impression, right? What's it like unboxing a brand new Mac versus a PC these days?
Uh-huh.
Any immediate gotchas to watch out for?
You might be surprised to hear this.
Okay.
But both have gotten incredibly user-friendly.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't set up a Windows machine in ages.
Oh, wow.
So I'm genuinely curious.
Well, for Windows, Microsoft even lets you choose between setting it up for personal use or business use.
Okay.
Right from the start.
Got it.
A small touch, but it streamlines the whole process.
Oh, that is smart.
Yeah.
They're anticipating your needs before you even start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on both sides, driver installations for standard peripherals are pretty much automatic.
Okay.
No more hunting down drivers for your mouse or keyboard.
Yeah.
Thankfully, those days are fading fast.
That's good.
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
When it comes to actually logging in.
Yeah.
Windows has a few tricks up its sleeve.
Ooh. I like the sound of this.
Okay.
Tell me more.
Well, if your PC has a depth sensing webcam, you can log in with facial recognition using Windows.
Yeah.
Hello, it's not just fast and seamless. It uses infrared. Okay. So it even works in low light.
Wow.
Much more sophisticated than some phone-based face unlock systems.
I've heard great things about Windows. Hello.
Yeah.
Seems like people really love that feature.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah.
And if your PC doesn't have that kind of fancy camera, you can still use a fingerprint reader or a PAN code, which is way more convenient than typing out your whole password
for sure.
every time.
Yeah. Okay, so points to Windows for logging in. Now, I'm a sucker for aesthetics. Okay. So I got to ask.
Yeah.
What about the overall look and feel?
Right.
Any big changes in the design department for either operating system?
Both Windows and macOS are going for a sleek, modern aesthetic with rounded window corners and fresh wallpapers.
Right.
macOS has introduced live wallpapers that actually change throughout the day.
I like that.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
But on the Windows side, Windows 11 now supports HDR wallpapers.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Back up a sec.
Okay.
You say HDR wallpapers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming most people need a special monitor for that.
You're right to ask.
Yeah.
Most standard monitors won't cut it to truly appreciate HDR.
Wow.
You need a display that can show a wider range of colors and brightness levels. Kind of like the difference between seeing a regular photo and then one with those super rich, almost hyper-real colors.
Okay, so maybe not a game changer for everyone, but definitely something to consider if your individual fidelity.
Yeah, if you've got the right monitor.
Now I'm all about personalization.
Okay.
How do these operating systems stack up in terms of actually customizing the interface?
Both offer a decent amount of customization. You can change things like desktop backgrounds, color schemes, the size of icons, and even activate dark mode.
Of course.
Which is practically essential these days.
Pretty much.
And you can create multiple virtual desktops on both platforms, which is a lifesaver for organization.
Virtual desktops have become my go-to for keeping my work life separate from, well, everything else.
Exactly. But there's a key difference when it comes to actually arranging windows on your screen.
Okay.
Windows has this fantastic feature called snap layouts, which lets you quickly organize windows side by side or in various configurations just by dragging them to different zones on your screen.
I have to admit, I'm a longtime Mac user.
Okay.
And I've always envied Windows users for that feature.
Yeah.
Snapping windows perfectly just makes multitasking so much easier. Yeah.
And with Windows 11, snap layouts have become even more intuitive.
Really?
You can even choose your preferred layout from a program's Maximize button.
Oh, wow.
And those layouts transfer to a second monitor if you're using multiple screens.
Got it.
Microsoft is basically waging war on disorganized desktops.
I love it.
Yeah.
And on the Mac side, are they making any attempts to catch up?
They are trying.
Okay.
In recent macOS versions, they introduced Stage Manager, which groups windows from the same app together and displays them as 3D tiles.
Oh.
It's designed to help you focus, but it can be a bit polarizing.
Yeah.
Some find it useful, others find it distracting.
So not quite a universal win.
Yeah.
Speaking of features that some love and others not so much.
Right.
What about widgets?
Widgets.
Yeah.
Big changes here.
Yep.
For a while, both macOS and Windows 11 kind of tucked widgets away in the notification center for macOS and a dedicated panel for Windows. But with macOS Sonoma, they've gone all out. You can now put widgets anywhere on your desktop.
That is a major shift.
Yeah.
I can already imagine the possibility.
And get this.
Yeah.
iPhone widgets can work on your Mac desktop now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
My iPhone widgets can escape the confines of my phone and roam free on my Mac.
Exactly.
Wow.
Though there's one catch.
Okay.
The iPhone widgets on the desktop are just for displaying information.
Okay.
You can't interact with them.
So more like a glanceable dashboard
Yeah.
than fully functional mini apps.
Precisely.
Okay.
Still, it adds a lot of personalization potential.
Right.
Windows, meanwhile, is sticking with its widget panel,
Okay.
which some might prefer for a cleaner look.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all about what works best for your workflow.
So widgets are a bit of a split decision, depending on how much on-screen information you like.
Right.
Now I got to ask about a classic battle.
Okay.
The Mac's iconic dock
Yes.
versus the Windows taskbar.
Right.
Where do things stand in this showdown?
It's interesting because both have their diehard fans for good reason.
Yeah.
The Mac's dock, with its sleek, minimalist design,
That's iconic.
is instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
But for pure functionality,
Okay.
the Windows taskbar takes the lead.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
All right.
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing,
Yeah.
it's incredibly reliable.
Okay.
Click on an apps icon,
Right.
and its window always pops up with the macOS dock.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get the apps menu bar at the top with no window in sight.
Yeah, it happened to all of us.
Plus, the Windows taskbar has these things called jump lists.
Yeah, jump lists are so useful.
You right-click an apps icon, and you get quick access to recent files or frequently used actions within that app.
Macs have something similar,
Right.
but it's not quite as seamless.
Right. And don't forget those handy thumbnail previews of open windows that pop up when you hover over their icons in the Windows taskbar.
Right.
A small detail, but it can make a big difference when you're juggling a bunch of open windows.
Those little details can definitely be lifesavers.
Right.
But I got to say that whole centered taskbar thing in Windows 11, it took some getting used to.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It definitely threw some people off.
Yeah.
The good news is that you can change it back to the traditional left-aligned taskbar if you prefer.
Good to know they're flexible.
Yeah. Microsoft learned their lesson there.
All right. Next up, the battle between Finder and File Explorer.
Okay.
This is where things can get pretty heated, right?
Oh, yeah.
Both Mac and Windows users
Yeah.
have strong opinions about their preferred file management system.
You're not kidding. It's the foundation of a productive workflow after all.
Yeah, it is.
And here, Windows File Explorer has really stepped up its game in recent updates.
What kind of improvements are we talking about?
Well, for starters, there's this thing called the quick access section.
Okay.
Imagine this.
All right.
You just saved a file, but you can't remember where you put it.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Quick access lets you find that last saved file instantly.
Hold on. That's like magic.
It is.
I'm constantly losing track of files.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm working on multiple projects.
Quick access solves that brilliantly.
Wow.
And you can pin frequently used folders there.
Okay.
So everything is just a click away.
Got it.
It's like a personalized shortcut bar for all your most important files.
Okay.
macOS Finder has a similar feature called Recents.
Yeah.
But quick access just feels more efficient.
Okay, so quick access is a win for Windows.
Right.
But what about navigating through the actual folders themselves? That's where I always felt like Finder could be a bit clunky.
You're right. Yeah. Finder isn't quite as intuitive for folder navigation.
Right.
It doesn't have that same smooth up and down movement through the folder tree that File Explorer has.
Yeah.
But to be fair to Finder, it does have a favorites section, similar to Quick Access.
Yes.
So again, I find Quick Access a bit easier to use.
Okay, so File Explorer takes the crown for file management.
Yeah.
But are there any other notable features we should mention?
Both have added tabbed browsing.
Oh, that's great.
Which is a huge productivity boost.
Oh, for sure.
Remember when that was a Mac-only feature?
Yeah.
And File Explorer has some nice visual touches, like color-coded main folders and a gallery view that's perfect for photo folders.
Oh, I like those little visual flourishes.
Yeah.
Makes things a bit more fun to look at.
Right.
Speaking of visual aids.
Okay.
How does search compare on these operating systems?
Yeah.
Is one better at finding those elusive files buried deep in the digital graveyard?
This might come as a surprise.
Okay.
But both have gotten incredibly good at search.
Really?
No clear winner here.
No more relying on Google to dig things up for us.
It's true.
Right.
Both Windows and macOS can now search local files, web content, even perform calculations and unit conversions.
Really?
It's all there.
That's amazing.
You've got a permanent search box in the Windows taskbar, which I find super convenient.
Yeah, it is nice.
And both operating systems offer those magnifying glass icons and keyboard shortcuts to activate search quickly.
So no more excuses for losing track of important files.
That's right.
Search is our friend.
It is.
No matter which OS we choose.
Exactly.
But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
When we move beyond the traditional keyboard and mouse, Windows pulls ahead significantly.
It does.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Right. Tell me everything.
Well, Windows has had full touchscreen support for years, and it's genuinely a joy to use on devices that offer it, Max.
Yeah.
Still no touchscreens.
Come on, Apple. Get with the times.
I know, right?
I know. And it's not just touch screens. Okay. Windows is also the clear winner for stylus input.
The Surface Pen has earned its legendary status.
The support for Styly on Windows is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Handwriting recognition is so accurate.
Wow.
And you can use a pen for text input in any app.
Really?
Pressure sensitivity makes drawing feel natural and responsive.
Wow. It sounds like Windows is really embracing a wider range of input methods than macOS.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of dictation.
I love dictation.
Both platforms have you covered.
You can use your voice for text input in any app.
Any noticeable differences between the two?
On macOS, you have to specifically enable dictation before using it.
Got it.
And you access it with a double tap of the F8 key.
Right.
In Windows, it's simpler. Just press Windows key H, and you're ready to dictate.
So Windows is a bit more straightforward in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so Windows is winning the input device race.
It seems so.
But what about AI?
Right.
Everyone's talking about AI these days.
They are.
How do these operating systems stack up?
Ah, yes. Yeah. The battle of the AI assistants.
Right.
This is where things get a little complicated.
Yeah.
Siri, Apple's voice assistant, hasn't exactly had the best reputation in the AI world.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
They're trying to change that with the upcoming macOS Sequoia.
All right.
It'll be powered by something called Apple Intelligence. Which is supposed to make Siri much smarter and more helpful.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I understand your skepticism. In the meantime, though, Windows has been making waves with its Copilot AI feature.
I've heard good things about Copilot.
Me too.
What can it actually do?
Copilot is a powerhouse.
Okay.
Imagine an AI assistant living in a sidebar on your desktop.
Right.
It can do all sorts of things, like generate text and images.
Wait, create images from scratch?
You just describe what you want, and Copilot whips up an image based on your description.
That is mind-blowing.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I guess Siri better step up its game.
Yeah.
If it wants to compete with that.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair to Siri, it is better at controlling system settings and smart home devices. It's more of a digital butler.
So Copilot is more about creative power, while Siri is more about managing your digital life.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Interesting.
And it's honestly too early to declare a clear winner.
Right.
and the AI arena, Apple Intelligence could be a game changer.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly.
The AI battle rages on.
It does.
Okay, so we've covered setup, design, window management, widgets, those iconic taskbars and docks, file management, search different input methods, and even AI.
We have...
What's next on our Mac versus PC adventure?
Well, no comparison of these operating systems would be complete without talking about mobile device integration.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Apple ecosystem is legendary.
Yeah.
I've lost count of how many iPhone users have raved about it to me.
It's earned that reputation.
Yeah.
The integration between Macs, iPhones, iPads, and Apple Watches is just so smooth.
Yeah.
You can use your iPhone as a webcam for your Mac.
Yeah.
Your iPad as a second screen.
Right.
And file sharing between devices is effortless.
Like they're all part of one giant interconnected brain.
Yeah.
But is Windows even in the same league?
Microsoft has been working hard to catch up with their phone link feature.
Right.
And I have to admit, they've made impressive strides.
Okay.
Especially for folks who are using an Android phone.
So Apple's walled garden is finally getting some competition.
It seems so.
Tell me more.
With Phone Link,
Yeah.
you can see your texts, your calls, notifications right on your Windows desktop.
Nice.
You can even run multiple Android apps.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Run Android apps on Windows.
Right on your PC screen simultaneously.
That's next level.
It is.
How well does it actually work?
Surprisingly well.
Okay.
You can even copy and paste between your phone and PC.
That's great.
They've even managed to integrate some iPhone features.
Okay.
But the Angel integration is definitely more polished.
So Microsoft is giving Apple a run for its money.
Yeah.
In the mobile integration department.
They are.
But does Apple still hold the edge?
I'd say so, yes. The connection between Apple devices is just more refined and intuitive at this point.
Yeah.
But it's great to see that Windows users, especially those with Android phones, have a solid option for keeping their devices in sync.
Competition breeds innovation.
It does.
I know a lot of people are curious about the world of 3D VR and AR.
Right.
Those immersive technologies that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Does Apple finally get to shine with their fancy new Vision Pro headset?
The Vision Pro is definitely intriguing.
Okay.
But it's early days for Apple in the immersive tech space.
So no metaverse domination for Apple just yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
For now, Windows is still the undisputed king of 3D VR and AR.
So for those of us who are not shelling out thousands of dollars for a headset right now, Windows is still a way to go.
Windows powers Microsoft's HoloLens, which is being used in some truly fascinating ways.
Yeah, I've seen some demos of that.
Think manufacturing, healthcare.
Wow.
Even education.
That's amazing.
And the popular MetaQuest VR headset that only works with Windows PCs.
Right. I almost forgot about the MetaQuest.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for VR enthusiasts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plus, Windows has a built-in mixed reality portal app that lets you access VR apps and experiences.
So they've got the whole package.
Pretty much. Right. If you want to explore the metaverse or lose yourself in immersive gaming, Windows is the way to go.
So for now, Apple's Vision Pro is more of a standalone device.
Pretty much, yeah. You can use it as a virtual Mac display, but the integration isn't quite there yet.
Got it.
We'll have to see how Apple's strategy in the immersive tech world evolves.
Speaking of things that are evolving, accessibility is so crucial. Technology should be for everyone.
Absolutely.
Where do these operating systems stand in terms of making their platforms usable for people with disabilities?
This is an area where Microsoft deserves a standing ovation.
Really?
Both Windows and macOS have accessibility features like screen magnification, text narration, and Braille support.
Right.
But Windows goes above and beyond. A blind person can set up a Windows PC entirely with voice commands.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is.
That's true inclusivity.
Exactly. Yep. Microsoft even has customer support available in American Sign Language via video calls.
That's great.
And they work with an app called Baymise that connects blind and low vision people with volunteers who can offer visual assistance through a live video call.
I am so impressed by Microsoft's commitment to accessibility.
Me too.
It really sets a high bar.
Yeah.
What about Apple? Are they making similar efforts?
They are definitely. They recently introduced personal voice, which lets people who are at risk of losing their voice create a digital voice that sounds just like them.
That is such a beautiful feature.
It is.
Talk about using technology to connect with others in a truly meaningful way.